Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So for today's video, we are doing a review on Uncharted, the new ride at Portaventura, Enigma de Penitence. Dan's got a few stats that he's just going to reel off for you now.
So Uncharted is the new Intamin multi-dimension coaster at the park. It's a length of 2,296 feet, height of 39 feet. It features 3 cars. Riders are arranged 4 across in rows of 3 for 12 riders per hour, if that works out right. Yeah, per car, sorry. 900 riders per hour, and the cost was €25 million. The theme was complete by Sally Dart Rides Company.
It's incredible, the theming that you're just seeing across like the videos that we have got. This is in the queue line, so obviously when you see the building outside, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, the theming inside was absolutely incredible and really set the scene and built up anticipation on the lead up to reaching the station where you're board the incredibly well-themed ride cars.
There is only one problem with the queue line. The Nathan Drake animatronic, that is in the queue line. Unfortunately, it's all in Spanish. There's no English dubs, no English screens. So if you are obviously fluent in English, then it's quite difficult, or any other language to be fair, it's quite difficult to understand what's going on this section. You got anything you'd like to say on that?
Yeah, there's some really good air conditioning in the building as well, which was something we were worried about. But obviously, being in a country like Spain with a climate as hot as it is, the building was very well air conditioned. There was all kinds of different themes leading through. This was the only animatronic, I believe, on the build up.
Yeah, on the build up, yeah.
And then the rest of it was like some screens built into the walls and stuff that you could watch. The theme from this room, after this room, was kind of hit and miss for me, I think. I don't know if we've got it on the clips ahead, but when we were walking through them corridors and you're seeing all the arrows, like the caverns and stuff, that side of it was really good. But unfortunately, that's kind of where the theming ended. Would you agree?
Well, as you can see now, we're just walking through like the caverns, and it starts with obviously the statue, which was brilliant. But yeah, like I will agree with Dan, after the caverns, there's a lot of screens in Spanish dub, obviously, and saying, like, flash your torches on the wall to find some symbols, but we didn't really understand that, so everyone just put the torches on, and we was a bit confused on that part there, but... Yeah,
fortunately, some of the Spanish guests that probably realised that we didn't really know what we were doing were telling us to get our phones out and flash our torches at the wall. There was some symbols, which was quite clever. You couldn't see them on the wall until you shone your torch on them. But again, we didn't really know what relevance this had to the story because we couldn't understand the story because it was in Spanish, which we understand. You're in a Spanish country, you know, it's got to be in their language. We can't just expect to go everywhere and it'll be in British and cater for, well, the Brits. So, yeah.
But on that note of, like, catering for the Brits, there is Street Mission in Portaventura, which does have English dubs, so I do feel like Uncharted could benefit from the screens with English dubs and stuff on, just to obviously aid other people. But yeah, here's a look at some of the screens inside the caverns. They did have little effects like smoke and things like that.
But yeah, away from the theming now, moving on to the ride system. We didn't film on ride, and we have no footage of the ride in action, off-ride or on-ride. However, as I said previous, the theming unfortunately ended as you boarded the ride. You left the station, you just have a comfortable... Sorry, go on, Paris.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say, like, when you go into the ride, there's one section at the beginning, and other than that, then there's...
Yeah, I was just about to say, as you leave the station and come out, you come through like an S-bend turn and you turn left, and Nathan Drake stood with a rocket launcher. I can't remember if it's an animatronic. I think it does move.
Is, yeah.
This really set the scene for the start of the ride. We thought there was going to be more of that to come. And unfortunately, actually, I just want to add that there will be spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to see them or hear about them, then maybe skip to the end of the video.
You're already in it now, carry on.
Yeah, unfortunately, once we left that scene and we dropped down into the first launch, all you could see was green sensors along the track, and there was another ride car out on the circuit. You could see the flashing camera go off as it took the on-ride photo. And that was really
off-putting.
Yeah, it really took away from the immersion that had been built up for us prior to boarding the ride. It was just, in a nutshell, the ride was just a dark warehouse with a couple of green lights, some screens. So you'd have a launch system. You'd launch, you'd stop at like a block section. You'd watch a screen, which I thought was of quite poor quality, and then you would launch in a different direction. There was a reverse spike section,
which was great,
which was really cool, and it kind of sent you one way and then stopped, rolled you back the other. You went up a spike, all while the train itself, the system was turning round, which was really confusing and really what's the word I'm looking for? Disorientating, that's the word, yeah. The ride system itself, I can't fault. I think it was fantastic.
It was great.
Intamin have done a fantastic job. The seats were really comfortable. The lap bars were really comfortable. I would like to see more trains on the circuit. I don't believe 900 an hour for a park as big as Portaventura is anywhere near enough. So queue times did exceed 2 hours some days, but we were fortunate enough to be able to get on with being hotel guests. But back to the ride experience. For me, fantastic engineering by Intamin. The roller coaster itself is great fun, but that's where it ends. It lacked massively in theming.
Yeah.
The building being in complete darkness, you've been able to see all the sensors, hear the other ride cars going round, and them just solely relying on screens to guide you through the story.
It was just a bit disappointing, wasn't it, when like you see the queue line and the way that they've got the big animatronic at the start through the queue and stuff, but then it just drops massively. It's like two complete different experiences in one building.
Kind of lulls you into a false sense of like belief. I think you're built up seeing all this incredible theming and immersion inside, and then you board the ride and you go into what's just pretty much a dark warehouse. It's the only way I can describe it. The coaster was fun, but the theming inside the building was let down massively. If we were pulling up at all these different stop sections throughout the ride to see parts of the story, I would have liked it to have been set pieces and animatronics, not a screen.
Yeah.
A screen is a massive cop-out. It's a massive disappointment. The projection on the screen wasn't the best. Again, it was in Spanish, but that is what it is. I can live with that. If there was an animatronic giving us some kind of...
shooting, like, gas at us or something, you know,
anything,
smoke,
anything other than a screen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, overall, quite disappointed, but didn't really go in expecting much. I'm not a big fan, personally, of indoor dark coasters anyway. I do like a dark ride, but I don't like a coaster indoors. I prefer my coasters to be outdoors where I can appreciate them and see them and... yeah, but that's just my opinion.
Well, people said that it was like The Mummy, and I'd been on The Mummy, and The Mummy's incredible. So I was like high expectations for it, and I walked in and I was like, wow, this is great, this queue line's great. And then got on the ride and I was like, really, really let down massively.
I immediately turned to Paris on the brakes, and I think it was the brakes. I turned around to you, Paris, and I said, is it as good as The Mummy? You said it's not even close.
Nowhere near.
And I spoke to a lot of people. There was a couple of people on media day when I seen. I didn't watch any videos until after we'd ridden the ride, so I didn't know anything about it. But I watched some reviews afterwards to see what people on the media event said, and they all said it was fantastic. Now, whether something was going on there, but just because it was a press event and it was like a little something extra for guests, I can't see it. Everyone has their own taste, but the majority of people I've spoken to about the ride really didn't enjoy it. They were really disappointed. They said the coaster side was fun, but it was let down massively by the theming. I feel like when you're putting an IP on a ride, like Uncharted, a massive gaming franchise, I feel like it needs to have much more going for it in that building. Yeah. Definitely. Now, whether it's something they're going to add on to in the future, you know, maybe we'll go back next year or the year after and we will see some more theming inside. I just can't see it. That roller coaster now is set up and it's all running in sync with each other. I don't know where they could fit in any more theming in that building where the layout is. They should have put it in before the ride opened.
Yeah. I just don't know. But then you come into a shop at the end as well, which is quite cramped because you've got the photo op and then a shop, and it's only like a tiny little L shape to get out. So people are looking at the photos and they're all crowding around there, and you're trying to get out, and obviously it's red hot once you get out, and you're just like, it's not spatially aware.
No. But overall, it's a fun ride. I'm sure the majority of people will love it. We are quite picky because this is what we love and this is what we enjoy. And you've got to, well, that's it. You've got to be honest. And our honest opinion of it is, it's a fun coaster, but let down massively by the theming. And I think the fact that it's such a big IP, I expected
a
little more from it, and I went into it with low expectations, but I expected a damn sight more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, this is turning into more of a podcast. So best end.
But yeah, so guys, if you do like what you see, please do leave us a rate, comment, and subscribe. Subscriptions are free. We are on the way to 1,000. Please, please, please push us.
And go follow us on all our other social media outlets. We're on Instagram, we're on X/Twitter, Facebook, which we don't use as much, but we do use. Have I missed anything? And our main other source of content is TikTok. Go and follow us. Ginger and Brown 18.
Well done.
Go and follow us.
All of the links, though, are in the description below. But for now, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.